Well, they were to meet in the semifinals because the Cruiser go 2 for 2. It sure looked like it. He was going to do it until he smoked the tires and had some mechanical problems, and Force sneaked by with a 4.99 at 3:02.
Sneaks by with a 4.99. Words you don't normally hear together. It's like, hey, is that the banjo player's Porsche? Set up the finals between Force and the Kid. Can Pedregon pick up his second win of the season? I don't think so, Tim. John Force unrelenting, winning again, just about locking up the championship, and it's only August.
Can you get as big a hoot out of beating Tony as, say, Cruz or Hoffman?
No, I think I go back years ago to 92 when old Cruiser took me out, but Tony's a sweetheart. You got to love him, and he's a champion. That's what we're building. We're trying to shove him up to number 2. He moved up on Cruz on points today, and that's critical, but he's a great kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, mark it down. John Force made a complete sentence. Force, way out there. The rest of the boys, Etchels moves into the 5 slot.
Well, everybody got a much-needed weekend off before going to Brainerd, Minnesota, the Champion Auto Stores Nationals. Semifinals, that pesky Worsham kid here in the near lane up against Tony Pedregon. And as hard as Worsham tries, and believe me, he does, Tony was just too much on this day to 5:07 at 2:91. Remember Brad Platt? Well, he surfaced again in Brainerd.
That's that kid from New Jersey again. He's the hottest funny car driver from New Jersey since
Al Sagrini.
Al used to just drive through the state. Force is driving through the field, and now this championship race really is almost over. Game effort for Platt, little sparks underneath, but hey, not to worry, the kid from the Garden State would return.
Kind of like that banjo player in his Porsche. All right, here we go. Force versus Tony, the final round at Brainerd.
Oh, surprise! Force wins, Force wins, Force wins.
We got double duty here, but what we accomplished, we got Tony around his brother, around McDonald's. That's what it's all about.
And got the big mo going into the U.S. Nationals.
What's big mo mean?
Momentum.
Oh, momentum. Well, Steve, I ain't told you I'm just an old overweight truck driver. Ask Bazemore. A dumb overweight truck. The big mo. What does that mean? What I'm doing?
Oh, man, he's just too cool. Chuck Etchels hanging around there in the number 5 slot. They're not going to catch John Force.
And I will never lay another sports metaphor on the man as long as I live. But John did take the momentum into the biggest race of them all, the U.S. Nationals. More prize money for funny car than this sport had ever seen. With the big Bud Shootout, the U.S. Nationals, the bonuses here and there. Man, you could get rich on this one.
And he will. Cruz, Pedregon, and John Force, the quintessential final round at any funny car race for the 1990s. This was for the Big Bud Bucks.
$100,000 on the line. Ford just trucks out 4 car lengths to put away Cruz.
It's really nice. It really makes us feel good. What's really unique today is Austin Coyle's birthday, and to win a paycheck like this, $100 grand plus with the sponsors match, we're doing really good. But tomorrow's another race. A couple of Budweisers, get home, get ready to do, and see if Coyle and Bernie and Mellon can do this again.
Did you notice that Austin Coyle had the check there?
A couple of Budweisers. Well, this was tomorrow, and heartbreak for Cruz Pedregon. Watch the starting line. Cruz is late. Force with a better reaction time. Force with the worst lap time at 5:10. Cruz ran a 5:06 and lost. That hurts. And John, you have clinched your 6th championship with a whole shot victory over the evil red machine.
You know, he outran me?
Yeah, he did.
Well, I tell you something, this ain't about money no more, because I don't get none, but what this is all about is an old truck driver here that ain't giving up. We ain't too old. The whole world ain't old. I ain't old, but well, I got another round to go, then I'm getting drunk.
And here's something that'll help that out. Some champagne, a mini celebration. Deb Britson, come on in here. Jennifer Schramm, the entire Winston drag racing team. An early celebration for John Force.
And it wasn't over. He won the championship. He won the shootout. Can he win another 100 large by taking out Al?
Woo, Al Hoffman with a moonshot. Force with a straight shot. 5:13, he doubles up. And there's going to be one big party. You can't accomplish any more in one weekend than you
I'm
have.
drinking me some Budweiser tonight for NHRA in Winston and Castro, Pontiac, MacTool. That was a drag race. I don't know what happened. Looked like his front end stood up out there about 300 feet.
It did.
That boy went deep. He went after old Fortsy. This old fat truck driver, tough. Can I tell you that? Hey, he's a great racer, and I love him. But he went in, top lights went out and everything. I said, oh, we're going to do that. We're going to dance again, huh?
Off pace a little bit. It doesn't matter. You won it.
Off pace, what a run this time.
Who cares? I should have run
have
it
to
up.
talk to Cole about that. Pays way too much money this boy. Hey,
Have
we're
fun.
proud. We're proud to be here, and for all the things this weekend. Still to the families, we love you. What can I say? You know what I mean? We're all in it with you, and yeah, we're gonna have us a Budweiser right now.
He is a human highlight reel, isn't he? Force out there. Cruz goes over into the number 2 slot. Took it away from Tony. The plot thickens.
Hey, I forgot about the money. Hell, I'll make some money out of this deal.
From all the pressures of Indianapolis, it was on to the relaxing countryside of Maple Grove, Pennsylvania. The Moon Eyes car of Kenji Okazaki up against John Force, the newly crowned champion. A 6-time champion can't get beat by a little budget car with a Japanese driver. Oh, yes, it can. Kenji Okazaki defeated Force with a 520 to John's 538.
I don't know what you call that. I'm pretty sure it's not the Macarena. It didn't look like the chicken dance, but hey, little revenge for that 1993 U.S. Nationals final race that Kenji will never forget.
John Force yelled his congratulations over at Kenji, and Kenji went into kind of a weird little dance. I think underneath that Yellow Moon helmet is one happy guy from Tokyo, Japan. Finally.
Well, hey, I'm single happy man now. I beat the John Force. And hey, I like this track. Track is good. I mean, I believe the track is good. I tell you what, hey, thank you, Jim Dale and the crew. I mean, Diane and Moon Eyes, Blue Panic. We did a good job. That's all.
Now he's going to get another Force car in the semis.
Hey, Kenji, Chinese cookie said no way.
Kenji said, Kenji-san beat fat old truck driver. Get the number 2 car in the next round, trying to see if Kenji can go to the finals here at the Grove.
But Tony Pedregon had to revenge the boss. There was no running with his brilliant 511 at 302 miles an hour. But in many ways, a young Canadian driving a beat-up old blue car for Paul Smith, the school car, was the star of the show in the semis.
Dale Worsham trying to get to the finals, but the blue car. Canadian Jeff Oren goes to the finals, trying to become the first Canadian pro champion since Gordy Bonin in '94. They join other great Canadian champs, Gary Beck, Barry Poole, and Scott Wilson.
Gary Beck was a native of Seattle before he had a Canadian sponsor, though.
Well, and Scott Wilson never really won anything. I just like throwing his name out there. Let's see what the blue car can do right here. Not much of a chance. You don't think so? Oh, baby. Jeff Oren, Paul Smith, and his kids in the school. What a job.
You were off the starting line first. You won about $30,000. That's about $50,000 Canadian. That'll go a long way.
Yeah, well, it's fantastic. I can't say how happy I am. I guess it hasn't sunk in yet, but my hat's off to the Castro guys, too. They run great all the time.
I don't know about you, Steve, but I think that was one of the more emotional wins all season long.
It was the biggest starting line celebration. It went on for days, it seemed like. You want to feel really sorry for Guy. This was our second trip to Topeka. In the far lane is Jim Epler with his wife Susan looking on. They're brand new Winnebago bunny car. Broken oil line. Did more than wear the shiny off it. The body destroyed. The motor sitting sideways in the car. It was almost a total loss. And as I said, it was brand new.
You know, it was a brand new car. I don't know what happened. I guess maybe an oil line got under one tire, but I'll tell you, when they get away from you, they can get away from you.
You're okay. That's the important part.
Yeah, it is.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm okay. Question my sanity.
Okay.
Hey, he had Easy Care sponsoring the car. The thing's probably under warranty. It'll be the Brothers Pendergon one more time at Heartland Park, Topeka.
This was in the semifinal round. The track had not been yielding the kind of time saw earlier in the year. But for Tony Pendergon, it was mighty close. A 492 at 306 miles an hour. Remember, his boss holds the record here at 489.
His boss also looking to hold another record, the most wins in a single season. If he wins here, he will have 12 wins. Nobody's ever done that before. Until now. Force with a 97 loves running here at this racetrack. Little bit of problem for Tony, but nothing to worry about.
Well, I don't know. We really like shallow stage. We tried to go after the number. He okay, though?
He's just fine. You got a 490, not quite the record, but you got the money in your 12th win.
Well, that don't matter as long as he's okay. You know, we come out for Castro, Pontiac, Mactool, all the guys try to do our deal. And where'd he get in trouble? Where was he in trouble?
He's right up the starting line, but he's okay. Again, congratulations, John.
Won a race. He got on fire and stole all the TV. Way to go, kid.
Go figure. Tony in the number 2 spot and hoping to be able to wrap this thing up when they go to Dallas. We've only got 2 races left on the 1996 NHRA Winston Drag Racing Tour. Tony trying to get a little breath of fresh air as the Safari does their thing.
The Chief Nationals, the old concrete Dallas quarter mile. Here in the semis, if Tony Pendergast could beat his brother Cruz in the near line, he would clinch second spot at 50 grand. But Cruz ensured it would go to the final race of the year.
That's awesome. It felt awful good out there. I heard Tony down about half track, but that's a big round win for us there. And little brother's done good this year.
Whit Bazemore drove this car at the start of the season. Smokin' Joe's driver injured in a motorcycle accident, so the opponent for John Force in this run would be Dale Pulde, veteran Southern California runner. Used to run the Miller High Life Warrior. Great driver, great match racer.
And former national event winner, but he was up against John Force. Impossible task, not for Dale Pulde. 5:02 to Force's 5:05.
Well, it just wasn't a day here for Castro. We're going to keep an eye on old Cruz. We want him to take old Cruz out, keep old Tony in that points. Now you're working for us, boss.
Okay, buddy.
Of course, we've been working for Winston a long time. You know that.
Fat old truck driver and a Harley-Davidson mechanic. How about that? Well, the Smokin' Joe's guy, can they live their dream? Can it come true? I should say so. How about this? Pulde gets the win.
You got to feel bad for Whit Bazemore. He should have been in this seat, but you got to celebrate with Dale Pulde.
You can count on it. This Camel Smokin' Joe Ford Mustang really did good. All the Mobile One people, R.J. Reynolds, Rob Flynn, the whole crew, they did an excellent job. Whit, we wish you were here.
You wanted a 4 and you almost got it.
Well, that's okay. I'll take the win. We got one more race to maybe get a 4. If we don't, we'd rather have the win.
Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
A blast from the past, Dale Pulde.
At home, we did it.
Well, the people at home now know that you did it. The battle for the number 2 slot going right down to the final race of the year.
Take a bit to cool it off. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
To celebrate his 6th Winston Championship at Pomona, the final race, John Force debuted a once and only once body. Austin Coyle appeared very impressed with the flame machine. Austin doesn't like anything changed during the season. Here we go. This was for the number 2 spot and $50,000.
And it happened in round number 1. Cruz smokes the tires and Tony smokes everybody but the boss. Kenji, Tony, semifinals. Kenji loves running the Castrol cars.
But Kenji left too soon. He would have won this race, and as you'll see later on, maybe the entire event if he hadn't been a little too quick.
And if there's any justice, the final would come down to Force and Tony. It would, but there would be no justice. Tony could not fire, and the one and only car, the 6-time champion car, gets the solo.
Pomona, his home track in front of his hometown fans, turned into a disaster for John Force. It would be a single, but that wasn't the end of his troubles. A very cold racetrack. Little dew in the air. John wanted to run 380 if he could for the fans. Instead, he couldn't run 40 miles an hour. Blew the tires off it right up the starting line.
Tony Pendergast just thinking about what might have been. Somewhere in the pit area, Big Jim Dunn and Kenji Okazaki are saying, oh, but for a red light, we could have been the winners of the Winston Select Finals. A dominant year for John Force, not the way he wanted to go out.
you like to win, but you like to race for the fans. And back in the pits, he had to change motors. Tony did last round. And when they went to start it, we were all running late. They went to fire his and it wouldn't fire. And they tried everything, and they were just shoved on time, you know, trying to get here to make the TV deal. And they come up there at a long shot that it would go, and it just wouldn't run. And kind of takes my heart out of it. You know what I'm saying? I like to drag race. You got 30, 40,000 people out here, you know, NHRA Winston fans that want to watch you. Two Pontiacs go at it. And you know, it's just, I just wish we had more time. We could have fixed it. But, I mean, it's the world of TV. I understand it, but I don't like it. It's just the way it is. And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's progress, and yeah, it's just hell. The kid would have beat me. You know what I mean? I smoked the tires. He would have whooped me no matter what he ran.
Here's the way the points wound up. Force so dominant, he's already leading in the 97 points. Tony gets the second spot. Cruz, Al, Chucky, and your second five. Mark Oswald, great year for Worsham. Tips to Kenji Okazaki, Whit Bazemore, and Gary Densham.
A postscript. Monday night, they still couldn't figure out why Tony's car wouldn't start.